Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text, timed to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the Revised Common Lectionary, and we're looking at, it could be Ash Wednesday, it could be the first Sunday in Lent, it could be, you might have done it this last Sunday. I don't know. But I'm doing two children's sermons for this video. One is for burying the Alleluia, or putting away the Alleluia. And then we'll talk about the gospel lesson in a second. But there are times where I will highlight Alleluia during Lent. I won't bury it because I want to point out that Sundays are little Easters, that there's a reason that we say it's the first Sunday in Lent and not the first Sunday of Lent, just that change of words there, because every Sunday is a little Easter, and we lift up and point. That's why we celebrate communion. That's why the remembrance of Christ's death and resurrection and that sacrament, all that has to do with that it's a little Easter. So there are some years I will not put away, I will not bury the Alleluia. We'll still do hymn of praise. We'll still do those things. Most of the time, I like putting away or burying the Alleluia. And the way I do it, and I thought I'd share this with you because it makes sense to me. And some folks will bury it outside. We'll actually have an Alleluia banner where they'll put it and bury it actually outside. If you've got that, works great. But what we do here is we have a banner that I had one of our seamstress makes, one of our folks made. But you can do an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with the word Alleluia on it, and during the children's sermon, the kids can color it. And then you have a box, and I've done it to where I've used a box from the Dollar Tree, where it's just a gift box where the top comes off, and you can fold the Alleluia up, and you put it in the box, and you seal it. You could even tie a ribbon on it and put a bow. We have a wooden box with a lid where we can roll up our banner and put it in there, and we close it. And then I put that box right by the altar. I put it where that everyone can see it. Because that way, every Sunday during Lent, I will ask if the kids know where the Alleluia is. Or I won't say Alleluia, I'll say, kids, do you remember where we hid that one word that I'm not going to say? And every kid will point to that box. Or if they weren't there the first, they'll remember, or they'll be told that's where the Alleluia is. And the reason is because I want to play the worst game of hide and seek ever. And that's what I tell the kids. We're going to play the worst game of hide and seek ever. We're going to hide the Alleluia. But the fact is that we all know where it's at. Because that's the grace that's within this, is that even though we put away the word, we know that Easter's coming. We know that we can lift up the Alleluia. We know that that time will be here. And so I point it again and again. Where did we put the Alleluia? There it is. Where did we put the word? I cannot say. Over there. So it's a good way to emphasize that we've hid it, and we're not saying it for a reason, but we will say it again. And so I really like that. So that's the direction I'm going for my children's sermon. Now, if you're not burying the Alleluia, or you're looking for a different children's sermon, on the gospel lesson, which is on the temptation, I'm looking at either using a library card, a driver's license, an ID card. If you have a high school kid that's got a school ID card, you might bring your baptismal certificate. You might bring your birth certificate. The idea is to look at identity, about something that says who you are. And you can also have, in our church, when someone's baptized, we have a baptismal candle, and then we can bring the baptismal candle that again reminds folks of whose they are, because that's really what this is about, this whole temptation where the devil comes to Jesus and says, if you are the Son of God, if you are the Son of God. This idea that question about whose you are, who do you belong to, if you're the Son of God. And Jesus, again, just comes back to the devil. For us, it's the same way that we have our identity in our baptism, where God claims us and says that you are children. Martin Luther would say when he would be tempted, he would say to the devil, I am baptized, I am baptized, I am baptized. What a way to claim again who we are as children of God, and a way of pulling to our children to say, this is in these waters of baptism, God says to you, you are my child, and I love you, and you are mine. So, those are a couple of directions I'm going for the children's sermon. I hope they can be a springboard for your own thinking. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.